Welcome back to the third and final segment of the Loveland Report and Lone Ranger Show. We've been talking about rates. We've been talking about how to get those into the fives. You're getting some closing costs paid. We've been talking about inventory, how it's getting tighter, slowly but surely. Don't wait.
Coming down.
If you're a first-time buyer, stop whining, buy something. And if you're buying $1 million home, good for you. Now's the time to do it. I want to dig into one more thing, Bruce, on selling rentals. I have a lot of landlords we manage a lot of properties.
So you mean you've got a rental property already and it's time to sell it?
We manage it. Yeah. When is the time?
Yeah. When is the time?
And I'll go over that with people, and depending on age, your family situation. But what you first got to understand is, what is the benefit you're getting? How much are you making a month on your tax return? Are you saving tax money? Is it a tax shelter for you? Does it save you $4 or $5 grand a year in taxes? What's your cash flow? Is your mortgage payment $1,500 and you're getting $2,500 check from the property manager, from me? And okay, you got that part. How much is the mortgage going down each month? How is the neighborhood doing? And I analyze this for landlords all the time.
Well, you also have to look at what the circumstances are for the seller or the homeowner, because like for me, I don't know if I'm going to sell my rental properties. Yeah. I put them in a trust, and I may want my kids just to have them, and then they can keep them.
And that's a possibility too. When I look at, like, I've just got a gentleman, serious terminal illness, doesn't know how long he's got 2 rentals. We're going to liquidate them.
Of course.
So something like that. But I've got people that have 5, 10, 15. And when I look at theirs, it's time to get rid of them. Let's get the one that really needs to be gone. It's hard to rent. The rents aren't going up. It needs a new roof. It needs a bunch of work. It needs a $40,000 remodel, things like that. I'll check and see. Or it's 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. Probably not going to appreciate much more. It's a condo and the dues have quadrupled. I'm always suggesting get out of the condo and get into single family homes. I got somebody right now with 10 1-bedroom condos, going to get out of those and probably buy 3 single family homes. And even with the cost of selling and buying again, they will make more money.
I wouldn't buy a condo right now unless I could get a whopping deal, because all the new rules that came out for condominiums that came out August 3rd, no more limited reviews, meaning when you're buying a condo, it doesn't matter how well qualified you are. The condominium actually has to qualify as well. And Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, HUD, and VA have their own rules. And if they don't meet the rules, they will not, you can't do a conventional loan or a VA or FHA loan. So all these condominiums have been falling off this list since the requirements have gotten more stringent. Now, in one way, I think they should get a little bit more stringent, but in other ways, they make it really difficult because now they're harder to buy. You can't get regular financing on them unless they're on the Fannie Mae approved list, and most of them aren't. But here's the thing. Limited review was a way you could buy a condo for less document from the condominium association.
Yeah.
They did away with it. No more. And on January the 4th, the new rules come into place where the condominium association has to have 15% in reserves. Right now, they only have to have 10. But a lot of them are struggling to even have a 10% reserve. Now they got to go to 15. It's going to be tougher and tougher.
And so is that the QC, what do you call it? The QC product?
These are all new regulations from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
To be a conventional loan?
To be conventional.
Correct. Okay, but what's the other product that if something's unconventional? And
would be non-warrantable.
Non-warrantable.
When it comes to condominium approvals, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have one process that's identical for all intents and purposes. FHA has a different rules, and VA has their own rules.
Okay.
So depending on the type of loan that you need to get depends on whether they're qualified or not. Now, just because they're conventionally approved doesn't mean they're FHA approved. FHA has very strict rules. In other words, if a condominium association has to approve a buyer to live there. In other words, they want to check you out, make sure you're not a diddler, pedophile, a bank robber, whatever you are. They don't want those people living in their neighborhood. You know that? You can't get an FHA loan because they think that's discriminating. Now, I think that's stupid because I want to know who's living beside me. I think the vetting process is a good idea.
What's happened is that
you can't.
The larger dues have affected buying power too. A 250 condo is the same as a $400,000 townhome if it's got $700 or if it's got $800 condo dues. So you got to watch out for that.
If you think about this, if every $60 a month is 100,000 and you got an HOA that is
$750. Average I'm seeing is $600.
So if even at 350, that's an extra $70,000 in buying power.
Yep. But I think, where do you see rates going over the next couple of months, Bruce?
I think they're going to stay pretty well steady. I don't see them going anywhere. We're getting pressure from the central banks in Europe. We're getting pressure from
I could care less about pressure from Europe.
But they do, and our government does care because it affects them, and we're trying to play nice in the sandbox. But the last Fed meeting, they said no hike.
But they're thinking
three
about
of the members voted to hike immediately.
Yeah.
So now there's a 60%, 59% chance it's actually come down. It was 66. There's a 59% chance that they're going to do a Fed hike, not a drop. Now, Warsh, the new chair, is saying, I still want to consider a drop in the Fed. And I think he's getting pressure from Trump on that. Trump doesn't have any control over what they do.
But if we know that's coming, but that if with a rate hike hurts the stock market a little bit, doesn't money run to bonds, which would help us on the mortgage market?
It absolutely could help interest rates. But you just
don't
things
know. Are wonky. Bonds have sucked for 5 years.
What is up is down, and what down is up. What is good is bad. What's
bonds
bad
have just
good.
sucked for 6 years.
You got people wanting socialism in this country. I didn't think I'd ever see that my entire life. I did not think that would happen. You got people that are Jew haters. I never thought I'd see that in my lifetime.
I want to talk about we were talking about rentals, and I want to talk about one of the big mistakes I see landlords making. And if you're in this category, I'll help you out. Call me. I'll take all this off your plate. I've got people putting family members and friends in the condos or becoming friends with the tenants. Okay.
In the condos.
I would say go play pickleball, make friends. Yeah.
Not in
I'm
a
sorry.
house,
In their rentals.
In a rental.
In their rentals. Don't make friends with your tenant. It is a business relationship. This is your retirement. You wouldn't go to your financial planner and say, give me mediocre returns.
Actually, give me poor returns.
Yeah, exactly.
I would prefer
so
it
don't
because
put
I like you a lot.
I just told somebody, they said they have a kid in one of their rentals. I said, give them 10 grand and move them out. Just say, hey, we got to do this. Our financial planner said to do this. Our real estate planner said to do this.
But you're not teaching your kid the responsibilities of life when you're giving them all kinds of discounts. I tell you what, my kids, they had to buy their own home and save their own money.
Cut the cord.
And I'm going to tell you something. My daughter came to me and said, Daddy, thank you for doing that. Out of all my friends, only me and Vessa are completely cut off from our parents financially. And she's 23 years old.
Yep.
A lot of her friends are still tied.
No feathers to launch there. But I see people putting their friends and family in there, not raising rent every year if you can, depending on the market, not checking the property out every 90 days, going in to make sure they don't have a weed farm. They don't have they don't have a puppy mill. And I've seen these things when I've taken over properties. And then also getting involved with the tenant on not fixing things. What you want to do is you want to treat the place like a Marriott. You want stuff fixed pretty good. Your tenant's going to stay 100%. About 2 to 3 years, and then you move on to another person. Yep. But you don't ever take late rent. You have the biggest late fee you can. You don't ever extend on that. You evict. And that's when your rental property will perform.
If you start letting your tenants slip on,
you let them set the rules, they never stop.
Today's favor is tomorrow's job.
Yep.
And you have earned it, and you're going to keep it. It's not going to be good.
If you fit in any of those categories, I will help you out. I will take this off your plate. No judgment. I will just do it right for you. And you'll make more money hiring me to do that for you.
100%. It's just like hiring a good financial planner. You want to hire Cleve to manage your properties because he doesn't have an emotional attachment like you do. You're making a mistake. And like Cleve said, what would you do? Would you, and you know what? I bet you this happens. You go, what if your son got his degree and is now a financial planner? You're like, he's not very good yet, but he's trying. I think I'm going to give him all my retirement money to invest for me. No, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
At least you shouldn't do that. If you do, maybe you have.
Cross your fingers.
Maybe.
So call me.
Maybe that's the way life is.
If you've got problems like I just described on your rental properties, call me 407-352-8118. I've done this for 35 years, almost 35 years now.
Hey, I want to just do a quick shout out to my mother-in-law, Marty Waters. Happy birthday. I love you. Best mother-in-law ever in the whole world. My mother and father-in-law are incredible people, and I just wanted to wish her a happy birthday. So happy birthday to Marty. All right. And today is my birthday, as a matter of fact. So bet you didn't.
Oh, that's right. Happy birthday.
Yeah. How about that?
We should do
the old man.
We should do a shot out of your.
Yeah, we'll do a shot.
Your bar over here.
That's a good idea. Might as well start the Saturday morning off with a shot.
All right.
All right. So we've covered a lot. We've covered interest rates, what direction they're going to go in. We've covered housing, how many days on the market, a little over 2.5 months. We've covered opportunities. We've talked about DSCRs. We've talked about managing your rental properties, when to sell them. So I'm telling you that I think that if you've got rental properties and you're getting up there in your age, then I think if you're going to sell them eventually, wouldn't you want to kind of start peeling them off when you can still enjoy
peel
some
them
of your
off,
money?
get them over to the planner. The main thing you're going to get back, especially if you're managing them yourself, is your time. So,
Absolutely.
or I can take them and I can tell you, I can look at 4 or 5. I do this all the time, analyzing this. I can say, all right, this one's probably your least amount of return, or wait a minute, this neighborhood's doing really well. Hang on to that one. It's not hard to do the math on these, or this one's way below market rent, raise the rent on this guy, or sell one. I just had somebody, we peeled off some money. Some money went to the financial planner. 100,000 went to renovate 3 properties that needed a bunch of work, and they're updated and the rents are going to go up on those. When you keep things looking great and you renovate them, you get more rent. I always decorate and remodel my properties, Bruce. You've seen my remodels. They look like they're $500,000 homes. They look $1 million properties on the inside. So if you have any questions about that, call me 407-352-8118. How much time we got?
We only got a couple minutes,
right,
but I want to make a couple of announcements here too. So if you are self-employed or you are in sales, definitely if you're in real estate, but any kind of sales, wouldn't it be nice to learn how to speak better? I mean what to say. I'm bringing in a bestseller. His name is Phil M. Jones. He wrote the book called Exactly What to Say. Now, wouldn't it be nice to learn how to say this is better communication in your life, in sales, in anything we do can make the difference of whether you get the deal or not. So if you'd like to join, I have limited seats available September 24th. Go to webringyouhome.com. The event is going to be in Orlando near Universal Studios. And then on August 26th, 5 secret smart buyers use to win in today's market. This is to buy a home. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer. You could be an investor. You could be a move up. We're going to go through the process on the proper way to get your loan approved, what type of loans are best, and how to negotiate your best deal. WeBringYouHome.com. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the loan arranger. I've been doing mortgages for 36 years. I'm one of the top producers, not only locally, but in the entire country. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. I'm not telling you that to brag about me. It's because my team caters to you. They love you. My meeting yesterday, I had a great meeting with my team. They are trying to find every possible way to make our clients' experience and our realtor business partner experience better. So we're committed to that. And that's what puts us top in the country for mortgages. So if you need a mortgage, you call Bruce Woodburn right now. 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com.
All right. You're thinking about selling, or you've been on the market, haven't sold, call me. I'll help you out. For sale by owner, no luck. Call me. I'll help you out. You're a buyer. Your kids want to buy. You need your kids to buy a home. I will get them in the car, get them going. That's the best thing you can do for them.
In their 20s. If you can get them started in their 20s, incredible.
The propensity to launch and not be a failure to launch, which I see sometimes. I see these 20-somethings and 30-somethings sometimes still at home with mom and dad. It doesn't do them any good.
You know what?
Call me.
Do that and give your kids a gift, right? Give them your phone number. Sorry,
all right, that's right.
Interrupt you.
407-352-8118. Cleve Loveland, been around forever. One of those rooftops on your street. I probably help sell it, buy it, or manage it. I'll be working all weekend.
Yeah, so you can give your kid a gift. So you help them with the down payment, gets him into a house. And I'm going to tell you, you'll never regret it. And your kids will be leaps and bounds ahead of their peers.
Have a great weekend.